Welcome to the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show. Yeah.
¿Qué pasó, güey? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl hitting you up with another video. Today's episode is going to be the post-fight vid for the Jermell Charlo versus John Jackson fight that took place over the weekend. Wow. A very surprising finish. John Jackson had put on the performance of his life, only to make a crucial mistake that ended up costing him a championship belt. And it was surprising to see this performance from John Jackson because in his last big fight, he had got knocked the fuck out by Andy Lee. That was a brutal knockout that he suffered. So I was pretty much expecting Charlo to blast his ass out the water in this fight. I kind of saw it as like a guaranteed victory for him. But that wasn't the case because up until that 8th round, John Jackson was boxing his ass off. He was moving well in the ring. He was utilizing a skill set that we're not really used to seeing him use. You know, rather than be aggressive, he chose to be effective with his footwork. He was controlling the distance well. And even when Charlo was landing some good shots on him throughout the rounds, he was able to keep his composure and he stuck to his game plan. And it appeared that Jermell Charlo was confused with the game plan that Jackson had implemented for this fight because he really didn't have an answer for John Jackson's movement. Charlo wasn't able to cut off the ring on Jackson effectively. He really wasn't able to get his inside game off. I think that Charlo was probably expecting Jackson to be aggressive in this fight and that he would catch him with something big as they were exchanging shots. But John Jackson was racking up points on him. There were moments in the fight where Charlo was landing clean, crisp shots, but Jackson was taking the shots well, and it wasn't enough for him to win those rounds. Because up until that 8th round, I think that Jackson was clearly winning this fight. But in that 8th round, goddamn, Jackson's dreams of being a champion got shattered Amir Khan style because Jermell Charlo was able to land a big right hand when Jackson was up against that corner. And you could tell it hurt him because after he got caught, he did like a little drunk step. And that's pretty much where Jackson made the huge mistake that cost him the fight. After he got caught, you know, he claims in the interview that what he was doing was he thought his mouthpiece had came out and he was trying to readjust it. But that's not what it looked like. It either looked like his face was numb or some shit. He was trying to feel it to see if he could feel his face. Or he was kissing his gloves and shit. Because after he started tonguing down his gloves, he turned around away from Charlo. And you have to give Charlo credit because he took advantage of Jackson's huge mistake. And he catches him with a huge left hook. Jackson goes up against the ropes and he's leaning on the ropes. He's looking like clothes hanging out to dry and shit. And the referee stops the fight. And rightfully so, because for like a good 5 seconds, it looked like Jackson was out cold, like with his eyes open, just leaning up against those ropes. And in the post-fight interview, Jackson had said that up until that stoppage, he felt that he was up on points in the fight. And he was actually right. He was up by 5 points on all 3 judges' scorecards. So I think that after he got cracked with that right hand, he didn't know where the fuck he was at. Because had he still been in his right mind, had he had his senses to him, and he felt that he was up on points, he should have just took a knee after that. You know, you take the knockdown, but if you're able to recover and still fight effective like you were before that, you would have won on points. But I think that once he got cracked, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And that's why he did what he did. Major props to Jermell Charlo for being able to pull off the huge comeback as he becomes the new WBC champion. Although I would say that he's going to have to work on being effective against fighters with good footwork, with good movement, because if he puts on a similar performance against someone like, say, Austin Trout, who his brother fought, or against Erislandy Lara, who's the other 154-pound champion, I don't think that shit's going to go well for him if he fights like this. But let me know your thoughts. How do you think that Jermell Charlo would fare against, say, Austin Trout or Erislandy Lara for a next fight? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on out.